FDR uses radio and the White House mailroom and Eleanor as a way to say, I care about what you're going through. And so he begins the fireside chats, talking, giving his listeners that image of being a guest in their living room, sitting next to a fireside where they are talking about things, as a way to bring them in to government negotiations, to make them feel that they have an ownership. At the exact same time, they're revolutionizing the White House mailroom. Let me give you an example. Eleanor Roosevelt started a monthly column in August of 1933 entitled Mrs. Roosevelt's Page. It was in the Women's Home Companion, which is sort of like a combination between Oprah, Red Book, and Life. And she writes an article entitled, I Want You to Write to Me. Because, we've got the New Deal going. There are all these projects that are going on. But we're not going to know if they're really helpful unless you tell us what they're doing. In 4 months, Eleanor Roosevelt gets 300,000 letters. You have people writing in margins of newsprint. You have people writing on paper towels. You have people writing on great stationery. You have people writing on brown paper bags to say, this is what's happening in my life. And they address the Roosevelts in amazingly intimate terms. Father Roosevelt, Mother Roosevelt. There's an immediate emotional connection here. And so what they both do, FDR through the radio, Eleanor through print and her travels, is to reach out to the American people and to say, we will figure out how to get through this. And so what they are doing is reaching out to the American people to say, we are acting in new ways. We realize the shortcomings and the successes of policies that we've had in our first 2 years. We understand the pressures that we're getting from the right and the left. We understand the havoc that widespread unemployment has brought to your life. But we want to share with you the courage to get through it. And that's just as much a major purpose of this talk as is selling the policy. FDR is phenomenally popular. I mean, after this address in 1936, FDR will win the greatest electoral victory in the history of the United States. He'll carry every state but 2. And while he is incredibly controversial, the vast majority of American people held him in very high regard. And Eleanor, who was to the left of FDR politically, had even higher approval ratings, although equally venomous attacks.